Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Highly Visible Podcast. My name is Thomas, and I am here with my three compadres. We're going to start with Mr. Caden,
Hello, friends.
Mr. Cullen,
Hello, enemies.
and Monsieur Danielle.
Hello, those that are passive in the middle.
Did you say Danielle or Daniel?
It was
one.
French. I said Monsieur. It
I
wasn't meant to
passively accept
demasculate him. This week we're going to talk about something cash, super cash. We're not going to talk about any mass casualty events. We're not going to talk about anything where we have to debate each other. There's no snake draft. There's no agenda. We're talking about weekend activities. What are you doing? What are you doing when you don't have to work tomorrow and maybe not even the next day? What are we doing?
Well, before we get too deep into what we all do in our personal time, it looks like the nun is standing behind Caden and it's freaking me the fuck out. Does anyone else notice this?
She might be.
Like, there's just a big black entity over his shoulder because he has his camera blurred and it's freaking it's messing with me.
I think he's got one of those special swings for grown-ups back there, and he's just blurring it out so we can't see it.
Yeah.
All I know is that if you get dragged into the blur beyond, we now know why.
I will
Well,
have my house blessed.
I think the
Sage
lady that
really
lived here
burnt.
before either died or she's in a home now. It might be
So
her.
she's just
you know?
standing behind you. Got it.
She might.
Yeah, you're home.
She's a fan of the
Hopefully-
Highly Visible Podcast.
Hopefully she's a fan of weekends. Who's not a fan of weekends?
That's what I look forward
Union
to.
laborers in Ohio. I would say not fan of weekends. Think about the people we work with, although they're not in a union.
No, if
They
they
don't
were
like
in a
weekends.
union, oh my goodness, the drama that would ensue.
Maybe we should.
Mhm.
Maybe I should say old dudes that work at a factory that want to
Mhm.
make an extra $12 an hour
We
instead of
need
seeing
the
their wives
Saturday work
And kids.
and
kids.
horses and four-wheelers and boats and shit.
All right, who wants
it's
to
the
start?
weekend.
I will.
I feel like if we don't get a very long romantic diatribe, maybe even, dare I say, a monologue about the smoking of pork butts from you, Caden, I will feel like we were gypped. Go.
Oh, well, I guess I could do that too, but mine was more simplistic. It's what the we're doing right now. Just podcasting. Sitting on my ass playing video games. That's what takes
Boo.
up.
Doing bro
Yeah.
stuff, bro.
Stop,
Bro.
you.
Boo.
Yeah.
That was a ponder pick. Boo.
No, it was not.
Hander. That's what I meant.
He's trying to break
Yeah,
us in
see?
easy.
You can't even grammar, bro. Listen here. If you can't say that you don't spend 90% of your fucking weekend on your ass watching something or playing
That's not
something.
true.
Growing.
What do you do?
Because my if I was gonna lead off, I would have said doing stuff around the house. Like getting as many little projects done as I can, so I feel like I did something. That's what I
Hear this
usually do
guy?
with my weekends.
Do you want to knock him out
Okay.
first?
I
That
fucking
way
love
you
that
can
you
fuck
included the
off
blur.
later? Is that your
Well,
motivation?
it doesn't ever. It feels like that's kind of what I try to do, but it
Yeah.
never works that way. It's like, oh well,
Yeah.
I painted my porch today, but like I kind of want to wax my car and vacuum it out tomorrow. It's like it's just never nothing's ever done.
It's supposed to be fun weekend activities, not shit you have to do.
No, just said weekend activities. Didn't say fun. Didn't say boring. Just said things. I enjoy. I like having a clean house. I like having my front yard look pretty.
There is a secondary type of satisfaction that is akin to fun, where when you know you don't have a bunch of stuff that you need to do because you did it already, that satisfaction from having done it, I feel like that's almost as good as fun. I mean, it's definitely not a substitute, but it's damn close.
More like pride.
I could see that.
Pride?
Like,
And go elaborate
Being
on
like-
that, please.
Being like look at how pretty this thing that I did is. Like how all these construction workers always talk about. Well, I really miss working construction because at the end of the day, you could always look back and be like, oh, I built that. Like you get that, but to a lesser extent because I'm just like I cleaned out my fence line. My fence is pretty.
See, I'm the opposite. Like I don't have to tell myself that I'm a piece of garbage for not doing this now because I done did it until next week when it needs done again. I
Fair
feel
enough.
like as people who work in a warehouse, we should have some sort of an inoculation towards that feeling because every day we go in and do work, which is then undone by the next shift, which we then have to redo for all eternity. Like it's the myth of Sisyphus.
ooh, that's one thing you told me when I first started, Thomas. You're like, this job is like pushing a giant boulder up a hill, and then you go home And every day that boulder's back at the bottom of the hill, and you got to do it again. Fuck, dude, it is.
It's not only that either, because the other shift, they feel the same thing. So you like almost like hate each other, but it's like the circumstance, like it puts you in this weird ambiguous limbo where you can't really know who to be mad at. Cause like the same thing happens to them. They come in and put all the stuff away, which we then take out of the rack. I don't know.
Name one job where all the shifts don't think they're the best shift. That's what I want to know. I've worked at Taco Bell, worked at Arby's, I've worked at many warehouses now, and every single one of these places, third shift thinks first shift doesn't do anything. First shift thinks third shift doesn't do anything. And I don't actually, I've only had one job that's at second shift now, and I don't know what they think of us, but I would imagine they think we don't do anything.
Yes.
We're third shift at McDonald's, and we did not think we were the best shift.
There you go.
Like, they're lucky we're fucking here. That was our motto. Like, hey, the place is open. Thanks for leaving your mess.
Not to piggyback off your thing, Cullen, but Caitlin and I moved, and it took pretty much the weekend to move. But after we were like fully moved in, there was like, it's just like the feeling you get. You're like, damn, this, hell yeah. Now I got to pull this fucking shit away now. But
then you
moving
do it
is the
again when you put
worst.
it away.
I know.
If your relationship
Sure.
doesn't like, there's a lot of things that'll test your relationship. Moving is one of those things for sure. How many times have you moved, Dan?
3, 4, and yeah,
9, 100.
8.
If you don't know, Dan completely disagrees with my first pick because this is why he has to move so much, because all of his houses go into disrepair because he doesn't take care of them on the weekends. He just sits on his front porch drinking beers and trying not to fucking break his head in on the concrete.
He also cleans his guns, ominously.
Trying not to murder his neighbor's
That's not
dog.
true.
Sure.
I've purchased one of Dan's guns and it was not well kept.
No.
It was terrible. And I'm just a lowly amateur. I don't know what I'm doing. And
Yeah,
I
I bet
still
it was-
scrubbing carbon all off that shit because he's gross.
You know,
I don't think
Dante
so.
Alighieri wrote The Inferno, and in that there's like 9 levels of hell, and there's actually a 10th, and it's reserved for you.
Oh wow, really?
Yes.
What a great one-liner. Nerd one-liner doesn't count.
The
Not a
longest
good verb.
one-liner of all time.
It's called a 2-liner.
There was 17 commas in that one-liner, but by
That's
God,
right.
only one period.
Sick burn.
I bet Dan's guns are pretty fucking clean.
No, they're not.
Listen, dude,
Mm-mm.
I thought my AR was pretty clean. And then my boy, shout out to Alex, that was in the Marines. He came over to my place one time. And I was showing him. And he took it apart. And he's like, nah, bro, this ain't clean. I was like, what do you mean? The fucking run the fucking the patches through, it's clean. He fucking took that thing apart piece by piece. He was like, bro, see all this carbon? I'm like, fuck, dude. He's like, yeah,
A lot of people don't take like the bolt carrier and shit apart.
yeah.
That's
what
where
he did.
most people will lose. If you put $50 on the table, you can usually find carbon on somebody's bolt carrier because they're too afraid to take it apart.
I took it apart on my AR when I cleaned it last night, and I got it back together, and I was like, Dan would be so proud.
I would. That I am. That is impressive.
One of these days,
Watch the
Dan,
video.
I'm gonna bring my 410 shotgun to your house, and we're gonna re-blue it together.
No,
What?
I'm not doing that.
Oh,
I don't know how to do
I
that.
was just trying to think of the most redneck gun thing I could think of.
I was about to say I can fucking Duracoat your gun. I can
you
I
don't
can powder
use no
coat
blue?
it. No, that's a complete chemical
Oh.
acidic process.
dude, I thought you said re-glue it. I was like, what?
That's what I thought he
bluing.
said.
Yeah,
Like
like it's
bluing's
a
where you get
Fallout
that,
zip
like-
gun.
Oily rainbow pattern on metal.
I was like, do not glue guns back together.
No, do not.
I was like,
glue
Yeah,
that
it.
is the
same
most
thing.
redneck shit ever.
Only thing you should be gluing to your gun is a beer holder.
I fucking blew apart a 22 rifle with my rifle, and out at the range, and picked up the upper receiver and shoved around in it, and it still fires. So now that lives in my closet, and I hope that someday I have to go to court with that rifle. I hope and pray. It's like some dude that made a 12 gauge out of PVC and fucking tubing. I hope I'm that guy with this 22. This dude's family's gonna have to sit there and look at me half embarrassed because their son died. He made it all through life and then died by a 22, let alone something that looks like that.
Jesus Christ, Daniel, calm
Oh,
it down a
sorry.
notch.
We're having a dark weekend, Cullen.
I
All right.
enjoyed
No, we're
that.
not. You started this intro being like, we're not going to talk about sad things this
That's
time.
true.
We're going to be happy.
True.
Yeah, so
And then Dan's
obviously
like,
you guys had to
"Ha-ha,
do the
you
exact
didn't take a
opposite.
bigger caliber. All right, get us on track here. What are you guys going to do next weekend?
Something I was thinking about. I divided my list into 2 sections. I don't know if anybody else did. The things that I want to do on a long weekend versus the things that I end up doing because people kind of make me that I secretly enjoy. Anybody got one of those?
I didn't make a list.
No?
Me either.
Nope. This one's pretty easy.
Excellent.
Oh.
So I was thinking about
Go ahead.
cornhole, right? I don't have
Mm.
cornhole boards. I don't actively pursue cornhole in my life. But if it's there when I'm at a thing I have to be at, I get super obsessed with cornhole real fast.
Yeah.
Cornhole
If,
is the bomb.
It's not bad. It's definitely not bad.
if your weekend doesn't involve cornhole, cold beer, and smoked meats, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Not
I guess I'm
living
just
it.
really miss doing this life thing. You know,
Yes, you are
I'm
missing
not living
out.
correct.
You
You're
just
having
lay
missing
on
out.
his
balls done.
Funkos.
I'll definitely be drinking the beer, but yeah, I don't. No one in my family, including me, is akin with the smoker, like good with it. And I don't know. I haven't seen my family, let alone have I not seen like some of them get out of a chair in years. But I also haven't like seen them in a competitive environment in years. I would hate to see what that would look like.
I know cornhole's not like outwardly athletic, but seeing Dan try to do anything that involves something even minorly athletic, like throwing a beanbag, that's
I'd probably
something
get
I'd like to
smacked
watch.
in my chin with my own tit. It'd be violent. It would turn into a combat sport. I'd be fighting for my fucking life against my
Yeah.
own chest.
It's one of those things. My
The
father-in-law, I want
viewers
to
are
impress
welcome
him.
for
I try to cornhole my little heart out. What is that thing where like relativity? That's the word I'm thinking of. Like when your options are play cornhole with strangers or sit and visit, cornhole becomes the most enticing thing in the world. But when it's like stay home and play Minecraft and wear no pants or cornhole, I'm picking the Minecraft every time. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy the cornhole. You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like our generation's gonna start leaning towards the we always are gonna do stuff. We're not just gonna go have dinner. We're gonna be like, well, we're gonna have dinner too, but because we all suck and we can't sit alone with our thoughts, we're all gonna also play cornhole. That way, we don't have to talk the whole time about anything serious. We can just be like, "Oh, you suck at cornhole," or "Oh, wow, great throw." Like that's it. That's where we limit our interactions.
I mean, it's maybe it's just the newest version of that. You know what I mean? Because like before that, there was horseshoes and there was darts and there was croquette and there was
Shuffleboard.
yeah. There's always been something like, hey, how can I socially interact with you without actually having to talk about my feelings? I mean, even things like line dancing and stuff like that. Like, what can we do together so we don't have to talk?
Yes, it's our we don't want to talk about anything serious, but also we all hate small talk. It's a real pretzel we're in as a generation, you know.
Do you think it's like an efficiency thing too? Like our culture is so like super like squeeze every ounce of, every minute of the day and stuff. And that's part of it as well. Like I feel like I always have a drive to be doing 2 things at once because like there's just not enough time.
you and me are the exact opposite on that.
Yeah.
I don't have this pull to do multiple things at once. I have this nagging, unhelpful, and probably counterproductive desire to do like to rank and file and figure out what is the most important singular thing I could be doing and chop off the rest and laugh at it. But like then it just nothing ends up getting done because you can't really decide based off 15,000 different factors which one's the most important.
Yeah, like you have to take into consideration all the people who will be affected by what you get, what cut off because everybody's webs are all intertwined with everybody else's. It's a little weird. Yeah, see, mine I think is more of, like
We're different in that way too.
Yeah, like for me, I feel like it's once I start doing 2 things, something in my brain's like, well, we could do 3 things. I mean, 4 things. 4 things is doable. But like something in my head is just like, what if we could, why don't we try? But it never ends. I don't know sleep. Caden, what are you making that face for?
He's
Just listening to
judging
you. I'm just listening.
Is this really that foreign? Like you don't have any of this at all?
Sometimes I don't even finish one thing.
Oh,
Sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna go paint my porch, and I quit halfway through because I'm just like, meh.
the second time
I
you
don't
brought
really
up
wanna.
the porch. Did you paint your porch this weekend, Cullen?
Can we get a
You out
picture
there
of the
playing
playing
you
porch?
asked.
Picasso?
Yeah, I can
Where-
send you
where
a
was
picture
this-
of the porch.
Where was this porch reno on your Instagram, dog?
I don't post on Instagram.
I
I don't
got
do
a
that.
I got a grilling out video I haven't edited together yet that I was gonna post on Instagram, and I just haven't because I suck. I'm playing the stupid card game on my phone instead.
See, that's not doing 4 things at once.
No, well, I'm playing the stupid card game like while I'm also like, you know, waiting for my daughter to get picked up at the thing because I can't just sit in the car for 10 minutes by myself with my own thoughts, or like listening to a book about a thing that I'm trying to learn to do so I can make a video about it while I'm also mowing the lawn.
I don't retain information like that. Dan had something to say.
Oh no! Just whenever we're on to the next one, I had one.
Yeah,
that I
please
thought-
get me out of my own.
No.
Yeah, this
Stuff.
got too deep, too fast. Go. This is
Okay.
not weekend enough.
Well, okay.
I
So
spend
like
my
something.
weekend in an existential state of weird thoughts about my own bullshit. Go, Dan. Please go.
Something we recently started doing. We pick, and it's not like a whole weekend thing, but we're kind of still trying to feel it out and figure it out. It's kind of like a 1-day plan to set either bring the weekend to a close or to start it off on the best foot. And the ritual is essentially 3 things. It's we wake up, we get a dozen donuts from Dunkin' or wherever, like all our favorite donuts, and then we go to the park and the kids go play and make friends and do whatever they're doing while me and her have time to sit and talk and be, and then push on the swing, push child 2 on the swing, and then we go for ice cream. And every single time, still to this day, I forget that child 2 is from another planet that doesn't like things that are frozen or cold, so he has to sit there and watch us eat it, even though he weighs 6,000 pounds.
Gets a coney dog.
Yeah.
I didn't think about food. That's actually not a bad
Chicken
idea.
sandwich.
We've been doing the like small what are those called? Like sundaes,
Mhm.
little bowl of it. But yeah. And he'll eat some of that, but yeah, he's like a 4-biter and done. Meanwhile, child 1 has like an entire large cone gone begging for more. And me, I do that too. But yeah, and it's just
It's a
like
competition.
if you have kids, like, oh no, he's weird. He's like I'm a boring individual, but if I take you to get ice cream, you 3 know this, or you 3 had better remember this. If I take you to get ice cream and you look me dead in the fucking eyes as a grown human being, not even a grown human being, as a human being, another thing on this earth capable of independent thought, and you say, I want a vanilla ice cream cone, you will never go to ice cream with me again.
That sounds so
That's
crazy. Because what would
that's
Marcus
not worthy.
Aurelius want? He would want a vanilla cone, right?
Marcus Aurelius is dead for a reason.
Ooh,
Okay.
Shots
I
fired.
like vanilla
3 times.
cones.
No, listen, if you don't at least get a twist,
What if
Or
I get like
crunchies?
If I get a
Crunchies.
waffle cone, does that count?
oh, waffle cones, fuck. Oh, absolutely.
You get
So
one.
if I get a vanilla waffle cone, it's acceptable. But if I take
Yeah.
it in the shitty normal cone, it's not.
Well, and see, I grilled him the first time he did this. I ordered the damn thing because I don't want to traumatize him too hard, but I'll belittle him while I do it. But now he at least gets sprinkles.
Regular
Damn.
or
It's like-
crunchy?
Listen,
What do you want? Yeah, this little pussy wants a vanilla cone.
This unimaginative spawn of mine wants a vanilla cone.
Yep.
Listen,
Do you get the
hold on.
regular or the crunchy sprinkles? I gotta know. I'm a crunchy
I
sprinkles
don't-
guy.
I don't
Lower
do
types.
Yeah, I didn't either. I don't know. He
There's
just said
peanuts in
sprinkles. and I
there.
give him some.
What are you thinking?
Oh, really?
no.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But he wouldn't like that. He doesn't like real peanuts.
They're like candied peanuts with there's crunchy sprinkles are where it's at, bro.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
The talk needs to be had here. I've been trying to get this out. We got to talk about vanilla items. All right. You can talk shit. All right, Dan. You can think you're superior with your fucking, I don't know, Rocky Road mint bullshit. The floor on the vanilla cone is so high. It doesn't matter that the ceiling's not that high. They're basically the same, but still. You can't fuck up a vanilla cone. There will never be a time where I'm like, this is too chocolatey. This is too rich. This is too whatever. No, it's a vanilla cone. It always is good. It always hits. Fuck you. Something safe. Same for vanilla shakes.
It's like the Capri Sun of ice cream. It's always decent. It's not the best. Yeah.
If you nail
get
chocolate chip cookie
milkshakes.
dough, that's fine. But vanilla, like if I don't know the place that well, what if they have shitty ice cream? The place down the road from me has shitty ice cream, like a shitty soft serve
Oh,
machine,
yeah,
which
it
I didn't even
does.
know could exist.
Yeah, I know.
The
which one you're
milkshakes
talking
are
Yeah.
dope though.
But
And yeah. So fuck your argument's trash is my point. And
No.
child one is correct.
no, child one is uncultured, and it's his mother's fault. It's not mine. I'm perfect. But aside from that, no. The superior way to ingest ice cream of any kind is a milkshake. In my
No.
opinion,
It's the most efficient, that's for sure.
See,
Blizzard, flurry, whatever you call it.
Blizzard is the second,
We
or
call him,
flurry.
No.
we
whichever.
call him a
Yeah.
clipper around here.
No.
Sure, but
No.
I agree that's the second for me. But if I can't get a milk, or if I don't want a milkshake, I'll get a Blizzard over anything else. But
Why would you get a
Why?
milkshake with something in it?
what? Why
Like
would you?
pieces of
Why would you
stuff?
get a milk? Yeah,
Reese's?
that's just a Blizzard.
Like,
There are
Reese's
there's
milkshake,
only like
you
a handful
strawberry?
of flavors of milkshake.
No, there's not.
Yeah, he's talking more syrupy flavors.
Have you been to Sonic?
Peanut butter
You
shakes
fucking-
like
Yes,
that.
but it's like Oreo milkshake has pieces of Oreo in it. It's a fucking Blizzard.
But it's a milkshake made of Oreo ice cream.
No, well, here's the thing too is like, and I brought up Sonic, and I have to shit on
Which
them
is just
because
kinda
their
chocolate
milkshakes
then.
are really great, but you need a spoon because their fucking straws are meant for fucking like a thin Sprite.
Taco Bell
No,
straws.
bitch, this is a milkshake.
Right.
Like, what is this?
This is the most spirited and well non-talking over each other argument we've ever had. I think we're finally professional podcasters, you guys.
I think we're there.
We
But
are.
yeah, there is nothing wrong with vanilla ice cream. Like I love what's the one with the cookie dough ice cream? Like, and that has a vanilla base. That's completely fine. I'm just saying, like, if I'm gonna go pay what $8 for a fucking ice cream cone, I'm not just gonna get vanilla. Like, there you can get anything else thrown in that shit to enhance it. So why not do that?
And again, here's what I'm trying to tell you. Child one is going to be sitting in the back seat, licking away, having a good old fucking time with his vanilla cone. And dad might be up there with his fucking, I don't know what you picked, a banana shake because you're gross. And you're like, this isn't really that good. But you know what? He took the safe route and he's happy. What are you? You're pissed because you're like, oh, we gotta be fancy.
Hey,
About
I'm
the
gonna go home
journey,
and drink
Cullen.
Bush Light.
you don't grow and you don't expand your knowledge of the outer world if you stay in your comfort zone, Cullen.
I didn't
Child
say I'm
one will
always
learn
getting
that.
a vanilla shake. I'm just saying don't
Coward.
belittle people for getting vanilla shakes. Sometimes you just want to make sure you go to the place and have a good time and go the fuck home.
No, next time I
Sometimes-
see anyone eating or drinking vanilla now, I'm going to smack that shit out of their hand and tell them that the world doesn't give a shit about their comfort zone. And they're not going to know what the hell we're talking
Videotapes
about.
Dan, sometimes you had a bad day already and you're just one step away from a fucking meltdown and you
One
need to
butterfly.
make sure that you don't get a bad ice cream, okay?
Yeah, if I go to get ice cream, I mean, the fact that I have ice cream, like for me to eat ice cream, that urge has to be strong. Like I only eat it now every weekend because I got kids. Like you couldn't find me with ice cream before. It's not that I hate it. I just don't think about it. I don't think about sugary shit that much. Plus it's a Snickers bar. I'd be fucking up
Snickers ice cream. Shout out to
Yeah,
Snickers ice cream bars. Oh my fucking goodness, Snickers ice cream bars. What up? Sponsor us, please.
Yeah.
Okay, since we're fucking 2 miles deep in the ice cream conversation,
Yeah.
everyone's favorite ice cream. Go.
Ooh,
the Snickers one is now because my wife turned me onto that, and that's what started this whole thing. And yeah, that's my absolute favorite because they have it in like the tubs thing now that you can buy. I think it's Briar or whatever.
Briars.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. And I love Snickers anyway. It's like my favorite candy.
As long as it has chunks of brownie and cookie dough in it, I'll eat it.
What's that called? Is there a word for that?
I have no idea.
I think the double the fun is the who's the one with the funny names? Haagen-Dazs. I think that's what they call
Yeah,
it.
Ben
Double
and
the fun.
Jerry's.
Maybe it's Ben and Jerry. Yeah, the one with the funny names like Cherry Garcia and shit.
Yeah, that's Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, I think it's like double the fun or double up or something like that.
So like chocolate chip cookie dough brownie, something like that.
Mhm.
Something
I
like that, yeah.
Oh God, do I want to know what yours is?
I'm real torn. My favorite for a long time was caramel cone crunch. It's had pieces of waffle cone in it and a caramel swirl. It was pretty solid. But then they came out with that weird unicorn ice cream. I don't know if you guys have seen that. That's like 1,000 colors. It literally has broken up animal crackers and stuff in it. And it sounds super weird, but it's amazing. And that was my favorite for a while. But now that I'm getting old again, I'm like going way back in time, and like it's weird, but my father's favorite ice cream that we got all the time because it was his favorite ice cream was black cherry ice cream. And here the last 6 months or so, that's probably been my favorite. Just big, like half of a black cherry and vanilla ice cream with cherry juice in it, and it's my jam right now. The cherries for sure.
So mine forever was always chocolate chip cookie dough.
Yeah.
Until recently, it's cinnamon roll ice cream is so good. Like it's Ben and Jerry's, and it's fucking impossible to find. Shout out to my friend Dean again because he's the one who showed me it. And it's so fucking good. I've also heard recently that lavender ice cream is really good, and I'm quite interested in trying it. I just don't know where I can find any.
I thought you were going to say vanilla, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I
mean,
thought about it
cookie
just
dough.
to piss off Dan, but
Cookie dough is basic enough. Don't get me wrong. It is.
or
like,
Oreo,
It is,
like Oreo ice cream too is really good.
wow, really original.
What it is, Dan?
Oh, I don't
Dan-
disagree. They're really good, but
Do
I mean they're
do we need to have
classics
a
for a
talk,
reason,
Dan?
I guess.
Can we have a talk about the panda pizza? Do we, or can we move on?
The panda pizza.
Yeah, can we move on?
Oh, the fucking drunk thing. What the hell does
Yeah.
that have to do with that? Yes.
Okay. Yes. What?
I feel like
Yes,
some
we can
some
move on.
minor form of extortion just took place.
I think so, but I mean, like, I'm not embarrassed about it. It's on
Yes, he
fucking
is.
Facebook. How, like, I can't hide from it.
Yes, all of our 6 listeners have you on Facebook. I'm sure.
Oh, that's
I'm-
fair.
I am so confused and intrigued.
We
I
love
have
you,
no
6
idea what's going
listeners.
on.
I got extremely intoxicated, like
Okay.
day drinking on the weekend, and my wife recorded me having this long diatribe about how Chinese food should be on pizza, and I was drunk and extremely hungry, and she decided to post it on Facebook. I walked into work the next day, and every fucking person in that factory had seen it.
It was
That's
amazing.
fantastic. That's not bad. Like General Tso's chicken chunks on a pizza. I'm with you, dog.
Panda
It's like,
pizza.
Panda should make a pizza.
Panda
Panda
Express.
pizza.
Panda
Well,
pizza.
They went so far. I have a shirt in my closet that they went out and had printed with a logo that says Panda Pizza, and it's the Panda Express bear holding a pizza box.
Can we get it? Can we get a picture of that on Twitter, please? Because that would be fantastic.
I
Awesome.
absolutely
Dan
will.
doesn't tweet.
That's true, but I'll put that on there.
It's epic enough.
All right, extortion failed. Damn.
I'm gonna
Okay,
bring
He
it.
so
tried the
who-
same shit with his profile picture, if you recall.
Okay, so
Hey,
who
whip it
answered
out.
that? So is Dan the only one who answered what they're actually going to do next weekend?
Yeah, so do
Oh no! Next weekend, holiday weekends are in-law time. My in-laws, previously the last few years, had a cabin at the lake, and now live literally on the lake. And I plan to spend the long weekend in a backyard on private property, day drinking while also fishing while other people watch my kids. And I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited for an in-law function in quite a while, let me tell you.
No better way. Top tier, S tier, God tier. Nothing else compares to a weekend activity of just staying at a lake.
Yeah, just watching water be water and not having other stuff to do sounds boring, but my God, is it nice. I'm looking
Especially
forward
if
to it.
you got a boat, then you're fucking
They
set.
haven't bought a new boat yet because they sold their boat when they sold the cabin or whatever. But he's planning to get a boat, and there's all these They also have kayaks, which I'm excited about. They have 2 kayaks. But before,
Overrated.
I would have had to get them to like drive the kayaks to the lake for me, so I just never asked. But now that they live on the lake and the kayaks are just like on the side of the garage, I plan on learning how to kayak. I think it's gonna be fun.
Overrated.
Are they 80 miles from Santa Fe?
I think we're like 4,080 miles away from Santa Fe.
They're not parked down by the lake.
They are not. They are literally parked. I mean, I guess they technically are. Their shit is like right on the lake. Like literally, my father-in-law sat in his backyard and caught like 17 fish in an hour, he said.
Parked
he's
by the
still
lake.
parked out by their lake.
I bet he
Still
is.
parked.
80
Go
miles
wrong
from
here.
Santa Fe.
80 miles from Santa
80
Fe.
miles.
I don't think did we ever show that to Utah?
146 kilometers.
We'll send it to you.
Probably not. We will.
I'm gonna put
for-
it in here.
For context, yeah, I was about
No
to say
way
there's
that's
a
getting
YouTube
copyrighted.
song about there's no way that's like a legit, I don't know. There's a parody country song that's literally being parked by the lake 80 miles from Santa Fe. That's a 3-minute song, and it's just repetitive and it's awesome.
And that's the only words he says, just in different orders and like
Yeah.
slightly different ways, and it's amazing.
Park down by the lake, 80 miles from Santa Fe. It's a lake that's park where I'm at out by the lake.
Yeah,
It
one of
is.
these days I want to get pissed and I'll learn like 5% more on the guitar. I'm just gonna make a country album, like non-ironically, just to prove how easy that shit is. Because God, their lyrics are so trash.
Be the guy
Tell me
that
about
makes country music that with good lyrics.
Sturgill
That-
Simpson's
I
already doing
struggled on
that.
Wow, that was a sentence.
Make
That was-
Everyone
words
for Dan.
could be guitar have Hank Williams.
Do it goodly. Speak the
Do it
language
goodly.
goodly.
Tickle them strings, boy.
Yikes.
Whoa. All right, Caden, what are you doing next weekend?
Oh, that could be taken out of context really fast. Okay.
That should be a clip itself. It's just 3 seconds. Just says tickle them strings, boy. That's it.
Okay. I'm probably going to make Thomas happy and smoke a pork butt and share
And
it
bring
with
it to work.
my-
Smoke a pork butt and bring some to work.
maybe if there's
Yeah,
any
fuck
left.
Fuck that. Have a podcast meetup. Fuck going to work.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick.
But
All right.
yeah,
we should duct tape our phones to our chests and then just all go on TikTok live or YouTube live or whatever and just record us hanging out smoking a pork butt in real time so people can pretend to be our friends.
I was about to say, I hate that I'd like capsizing this, but if like we're all sitting, right, and we have like a fucking tripod thing and it's like one phone with YouTube or Facebook Live, like that's all we'd really need with some fucking lapel mics. It'd be sick.
You
Anyway,
don't want to get duct tape and do fun stuff. Whatever, bro.
I don't trust. I've already been duct taped to a chair
It
by Cullen.
puts the lotion on its skin and it records the Facebook Live, Dan.
Anyway, sorry.
interesting.
YouTube
Well,
Live.
if we were all to sit around and smoke a pork butt, that would be probably a 14-hour video.
Hmm.
So,
I'd be
yeah.
fucking thrashed. I'd be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
14 hours of drinking and talking. I would have no voice left and I'd be drunk. I'd be fucking dead. I'd die from alcohol poisoning and happy.
Maybe we'd take a nap and then we'd wake up to the finished pork butt. Me and you.
And we'd have
taking
that
naps.
like hungover, hungry, satisfied
Mhm.
eating. That'd be
Mhm.
amazing. But yeah.
Grease and bread, my sons. Grease and bread.
Yeah. Smoke a pork butt and then probably hang out at my parents' house and then go to my girlfriend's house. Their parents. So
You and her parents get along?
yeah, her parents love it.
That's a thing to
You-
ask on a podcast
Well,
and
my-
get an honest answer.
I didn't mean to. Yeah. Well, I'm saying there was a follow up to that. When you go to her house, like if you're smoking meat and shit, do you take, or to her parents' house, do you take food out there or do you
Mhm.
let them prepare?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, if I plan on like, hey, I'm gonna smoke ribs, then that'll be the main course or something like that. And
I
then make
asked 'cause-
sides and
I guess I could ask that first because, like, I know if I didn't like my fucking in-laws and I put in 14 hours on some meat, they can go fuck themselves. I ain't taking that, but I mean, I like my in-laws, so I would. So that would be like a way of you saying that you didn't like your in-laws without saying it. No, I ain't giving them that shit. No.
Like giving them
Yeah.
a cold shoulder, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
no,
That's
they're
actually
cool.
where that comes from. Like
I
when you
think they
wanted
like
people to
me.
leave, you would serve cold shoulder meat, like as a way to be like, "Hey, it's time to fucking get out of here, dude. Party is over. Please be gone."
I just like to imagine Caden showing up at his in-laws' house, and he's got like a giant plate of ribs for him and Caitlin, and he's like, oh, he just throws like a cold pack of hot dogs at him. Like, here you go. These
that'd
are
be
for you.
amazing.
These are for Caitlin and I. Here's some ballparks
You're welcome.
They plump when you cook them.
for that, and then
Basically
Right.
the same thing.
drink and play cornhole and get my ass kicked by her dad because her dad is god tier at cornhole for some reason. So
Does he have his own board?
yeah, they have their own boards and
That's why.
I've
I
been
need to
thinking
get-
that's a woodworking project I want to do and make my own board so I can practice. My brother-in-law is like one of those dudes that like him and his friends go to tournaments and stuff. And he's always just like slightly better than me every single time. It's so fucking annoying. I just want to like take 2 weeks and get super goated at it right before the 4th of July or something and just own his ass. He'll never listen to this podcast. It's fine.
Oh, support the podcast, brother-in-law.
hold on, who is it? I think I know him. I think
You might.
I think
We'll talk about it later.
Oh,
okay. I think
Does he wear pit vipers and Oakleys all the time?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's him.
That's a real cornhole
We'll talk
champion
about it.
right there.
I know what he's talking about. He's got a luscious beard like Thomas too.
Yeah, guess why?
Why? Because
Miracle.
he
Bro.
has he doesn't have a strong chin.
Yeah, he saw that I covered up my weak chin with a dope beard, and he was like, man, I should try that.
Wow. Way to be a hater, Thomas.
I am. I'm a fucking spiteful human being.
It makes me happy. I know who it is too.
I'm pretty sure you do.
I do.
Anyways.
Oh shit.
Well, to get us back on track, my weekend, I think I'm probably going to wash and wax and do my car one day. And I'm probably going to camp with my parents and shoot guns another day.
Like camp
There's
at
a
their
third
place
day.
or like go to a place where they camp
They
and camp
are
too?
camping at that new place. I can't figure out
Yeah.
how to describe it. You guys know where that new Dollar Tree factory is?
Yeah.
So,
The warehouse?
There's the giant warehouse.
Yeah.
It's a warehouse, obviously.
Where they
yeah, there's
make
like
the
a
Dollar
giant-
Trees?
Yes, ship them out. There's a giant camping place like right over there that has a huge shooting range. Like they do like big professional gun days and shit,
Competition.
tournaments, whatnot. Yeah,
Cool.
and we'll go there over there. So I'm gonna be camping over there. So people from Ohio will know where I am. But
Yeah, I'm kind of sad. The place where we always go camp, like they have a bunch of stuff under construction and they're just like are no openings on weekends we can go. Like we might have to like try out some new places this year and branch out.
I was just thinking like of a giant campground and like there's like in like the very middle and people wake up and they're out to just shooting clays or something like that. Just pull just in the middle of the campground. Be awesome. That's the most
Jesus
American thing I've
Christ.
ever heard of.
Everybody's got
Lot
like
of-
Chewbacca ammo belts on and like boot guns.
Bandolier.
so much collateral damage would be had. That would be the most American thing ever, huh, Caden?
It would be.
When you get to the park, you have to decide, do you want a blue wristband that says you're allowed to have Bud Light or do you want a red wristband that says you're allowed to have a gun? You can't have both.
Oh shit.
Not at the same time.
That's a business idea. I'm in. Sign me up. I get a gun every time.
I feel like
All right, what?
you get drunk and pull heist. Guys, we gotta get the blue wristbands or the red wristbands. Like
They're not going
we'll
to
pay you
know.
guys. We'll be shit faced stealing red wristbands. Like, yep, we're here for our gun.
Got a blue Sharpie just painting your red wristband.
Oh man.
Fun times. You guys have a
Okay.
place that you like to go for long weekends? Like I thought about this too, like a long weekend place.
Any body of water
Really?
that I can swim in. I love swimming.
I like to swim as well. I'm kind of sad. When they had the cabin, we had a membership to this like nice ass saltwater pool that was like a stone's throw from the cabin, and we swam there all the time. That way we didn't have to swim in the dirty, gross poop lake. But this year it seems like we're bound for Poop Lake Central. It's gonna be swimming in the lake with all the poop. An
Forever.
hour and a half away. It's not inconvenient for anybody. It's not a big deal at all. It's not weird that they're like, hey, come see us. Why doesn't anybody ever come see us? Because, like, I don't know, by the time we get there, after we get home from work, it'll be like 7:30, and then we'll have to leave immediately to get back in time to put our kids to bed at 9. Maybe that's why we don't come and see you.
You're just a hater.
You swim with a
sometimes.
shirt on, don't you, Cullen?
Titties in the breeze, sir. Full send.
Rick Ross.
I
Something about pears.
Yeah, I used to be so
shout out to all the
weird.
pairs.
I used to be so weirded out about having my shirt off around girls, and then I had sex one time, and I'm like, who gives a shit?
That was a gross noise to describe a shirt coming off, sir.
Yeah.
It was a very
Yeah, that
wet
just-
shirt.
Just peel off my sticky body.
To be fully metaphorical, that was me. I used to swim with my t-shirt on because I was such a shameful fuck. That was me peeling my wet t-shirt off, and a symbolism of my freedom.
There.
It's hilarious though. The dudes that like, and I've been disgustingly fucking ridiculously rhinocerously big.
What
Like,
do you mean have been?
fair. But like, and you see these people and all that, like they're like, oh, I'm self-confident. Oh my God, what hell has been wrought upon me? But you see these people and they're like, I'll swim with a shirt on and no one will see. Hang on, I gotta file a claim with. They get out of the fucking thing and the shit's like stuck so goddamn close to their skin. It's like they're wearing body paint and you see
Yeah.
every roll. It's like, did it really do good for it?
This is bad radio, Dan. For people
Hey.
who are listening, Dan is trying to balance a car on his microphone. To
An
shout out his
entire
son, I'm
whole ass
assuming.
car.
Yeah, it's been on there the entire show. My watch
Hot
hit my
Wheels car.
table. Anyway, no, an entire Eclipse, just a fucking Evo, a Lancer. Fuck it. Yeah,
I
yeah.
got a
Like, I
Lancer
just
story.
don't get it.
A Lancer story, you say?
Yeah, when Need for Speed came out and everybody wanted a souped up Lancer, my Uncle James, my crazy ass Uncle James, may he rest in peace. At that time, he had just I don't know how to explain it. He did a bunch of stuff and paid off a bunch of things and did a thing, and he started buying and selling cars with a business partner, which, like, after 6 months, buying and selling like 12 cars, he had the whatever the highest credit rating you can have is. So he just started like test driving cars for the weekend and shit. Like, his credit was so good that he would call the dealership and they'd be like, "Hey, you want to take this Mustang home for a couple days and see if you like it?" So he had this like rotation of really cool cars for a hot minute there. And one day we were in a Dodge Magnum station wagon, brand fucking new. One of my favorite cars of all time. I love station wagons. This thing is like if a Mustang was a station wagon, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. The Magnum is an appropriate name. So we're in this Dodge Magnum station wagon and we pull up next to the McDonald's at 2 a.m. to this Lancer with this 19-year-old kid who was just like, raring to die in a fiery accident. Starts revving his engine and stuff. My Uncle James used to race motorcycles. He starts revving his engine back. And as soon as the light goes, the dude smashes the gas and his wheels start to smoke and he feels like a big giant badass. And James fucking hits the gas on that Magnum. That thing had so much fucking torque. By the time the dude started actually like going while he was spinning his wheels, we're like 3 car lengths ahead of him and wouldn't let him pass. And then he tried to pass us right as we saw a cop up at the next intersection. And we just slowed down and let him get pulled over and drove by and waved at the cops and went home. I have never felt more victorious as a young man in my entire life. Also, I thought we were going to die for like a hot 30 seconds. We were going real fast.
You did that poor kid dirty.
We were doing like 76 and a 35, like super easy. Like, we probably got up to 110 before we finally slowed down. That was a scary car.
Okay, fun. Here's a fun question: fastest everyone's gone in their car at any point?
Do you have to be
Not their
driving?
current car, just a car. Yeah, you've drove.
I hate,
Mine's
I don't-
135. I do remember that very distinctly.
I don't like to
'Cause
go
it's the only
fast.
time I've ever tried. Caden, you going 170 in that truck? No?
Mm-mm.
Am I the only one who's ever done this?
No.
And what's yours?
I was stationed in North Carolina, and I used to drive home at least once every few months and drive back. It's a 12-hour drive. We always got there in 9 hours.
I got
That's
a buddy
not an
who works
answer.
construction who's like that. He's like, the tickets are worth it. You save it in time.
Oh, I've never gotten one. North
Yeah.
Carolina and upper North Carolina, like the Stadies in North Carolina, and around like what is that? Winston-Salem and fucking Wake Forest or whatever. Like those motherfuckers, Raleigh, those dudes are assholes. But you get past that and you like break into Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia,
it's
West
gone.
Virginia, Kentucky, they drive so fast.
The cops are
Mhm.
just asleep. They don't give
Mhm.
half a shit.
Mhm.
No.
And then you hit them tunnels in where you drive through the mountains in Virginia, I think. And it's so beautiful, but you just, oh my God, man. But the fastest I think I've gone, I think my car, I think it was probably like 130 as well. But that's like with cruise control set.
Yeah,
yeah, I couldn't get my little TC go any faster. It was 135. Was this all
Yeah,
fast?
well,
I
yeah,
could
that's
go.
the governor kicking
Gross
in.
governor, yeah.
I
Sad.
Yep.
I topped out a car once, but it was a 1989 Ford Tempo. So it topped out at like 94.
Hauling balls.
That was like
Yeah.
shaking like it was gonna just fall apart at any
Yeah.
second now. Like I thought I was gonna die. I think I did that to impress a girl. But the fastest I've ever went is 95. I was on the freeway and just wasn't paying attention, and I was on a big long stretch by myself. I think I was on the way to Myrtle Beach. I'm talking about Carolina. It was like 4 a.m. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't see a car in either direction and just accidentally went 95. We were in a rental car, and yeah, I was kind of scared by that and turned on the cruise control. I don't like to go fast. That being said, when I trust the person who's driving, I don't care if they go fast, which is weird. We're like, Jesus, take the wheel and stuff. So I probably went 160 in a car, but not driving before. What was the new when the new Chargers came out? It was during the take this car home for the weekend phase. We absolutely did 160 out in the middle of nowhere. Thrilling and terrifying. Moving on.
What the fuck were we talking about?
Long
Before
weekend
that?
activities. Yeah, getting drunk and let people almost kill you in cars. Long weekend activities, everybody. Oh, we were talking about places. Do you have a place you like to go for a long weekend, like once a year or something? I was thinking about Kalahari. Like once a year, we like to take our
Water
kids
park.
to indoor water park where it doesn't matter what the temperature is. Usually we go in the wintertime. You know what I mean? And my favorite pizza place in the whole world is right across the street from there. And like we make like a couple day and a half, 2 day long trip out of it. Coming like a family tradition. Definitely don't stay in the hotel there because it costs like $300.
Mm-hmm.
We stay in
Yeah,
a
I got
Motel 6
nothing.
down the street.
I got nothing as far as like a place I like to go.
The
My
mountains.
parents' house, does that count? Go hang out with them a lot.
Well, I'll
To
go
beat
ahead and
one of
just
your
say it.
asses.
I'll throw out like one of the most timeless tested traditions, and that's just fucking vegging out. Spending a whole weekend with no fucking plans. No one's calling you. You just chill. You put on whatever TV show will entertain the hellions. You order out food because you don't want to fucking dirty the dishes. You just got done cleaning, and you chill. You play games. You fucking play in the yard. You do just nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, we're on the
No
same
plans, no
wavelength.
commitments.
I was thinking new game binge.
Ah, yes. I was literally, that's why I had my finger up. I was like, nothing better.
Yep,
Nothing.
lay it on me, dog. When's the last game you weekend binged?
Resident Evil
Last
4.
one? Mine might have been Village, actually. Yeah.
Village was the one before that for me. No. Wait, did Village come out or Modern Warfare 2 come out first? I
Did
can't
you
remember.
weekend
Village.
binge the new Modern Warfare, you fucking animal?
Yeah, I always play the campaign on Modern Warfare. So they're good.
Yeah, I'm playing through Cold War. I still suck though.
I just the characters and stuff in the Modern Warfare franchise are top
Bunch of
notch.
and weirdos and spies, and there's always a guy that talks like this. And he's real loyal. Gets shot by the CIA guy.
I think the last game I weekend binge, maybe God of War when it came out. Not
Ragnarok?
Ragnarok. No, I've not played that yet.
Oh, the original?
Well, the
The-
when it came out in 2019, whatever.
Yeah, it's not the original, but yeah, the one with the original title. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was this
Very
like
good,
when
very,
the
very
game
good.
came out too? Because that's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's buggy as shit, in which case your whole weekend
Yeah,
trash.
I guess that's kind of a newer problem the last 5 or 6 years, huh?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Is
Jesus
this going to be
Christ.
us, or, well, hopefully it's most of us, if not all 4 of us, when Starfield comes out.
I'm so excited. Yes. They announced that that's on Game Pass day 1, and I am
Yeah, I heard that.
so here for it. I am so ready to role play in space. It is not even funny.
Did anybody notice that they redid Age of Empires 2 and it's
Yeah.
free on Game Pass?
Yep. When I first got Game Pass, I got all super nerdy and nostalgic, and I downloaded and installed all 4 of them, and then never played any of them and uninstalled them for space.
Afraid of it. Afraid of the greatness that would be.
I think that's actually one of my favorite games overall to do a like horrible, unhealthy weekend binge. Like when my first kid was still real small and just wanted to lay around and take naps all day and shit. Like Alpha Centauri. It was made by what's his name that made the Civilization games, and you had to run it like
Ed
it was
Myers?
a Windows 9. Yes, you had to run it like a Windows 98 game. And you like land on a planet and have to make a civilization and compete with the other factions and whatever. And it took like 1,000 hours to win a match. That would be a whole weekend.
I just realized that I'm a ginormous ass liar, and I binge before I got a girlfriend. And a little bit while we were dating still too. I would binge GTA Online like every fucking weekend. I love
Oh,
GTA
yeah.
Online. I'd literally just play that shit 8 to 12 hours a day, 3 days in a row, just
Mhm.
no fucks given. Yeah, I was like, oh, my friends are gonna call me out on this if I don't say this.
When I first started playing Minecraft Java, I definitely spent several weekends in that mode for sure. I think the last game chronologically that I binged was actually Final Fantasy IX. Like I bought it on PlayStation Network a few months ago and just actually played it through so I could
High on
beat it.
life.
I did that one too. That one, I don't know if I consider that a binge because I did it in like, it only takes like 8 hours to beat that game.
True.
Or like 12 or something. Yeah, like I played for 2 or 3 hours every day, but I'm talking like a no showers, like change your underwear, turn it inside out, pizza rolls, and Gatorade weekend binge, son.
Never had one of them change your underwears inside out.
Yeah, me
weekends.
either.
Never had one of
Because
them.
then you don't have to go find new ones. You just,
I know a game I will 100%
Do we need to have a talk?
fucking binge when it comes out. Elder Scrolls 6 when
Yep.
it comes out. That game I
Oh
will
yeah, let's talk
fucking
about games from 2 decades from now. Okay. Yeah, when Fallout 7 comes out, I'm probably gonna fucking play that shit pretty hard.
Fallout 4, that was one that I absolutely, like the week it came out, weekend binge the shit out of. Oh my God, that was so good. I actually got a PlayStation 4 and that game the same day. And I
feel
think it
that.
was a 4-day weekend and I didn't do nothing else. I barely even ate. I was so into that game.
Caden's
That's
so
a-
mad at me for fucking jacking
Yeah.
his answer. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Cullen.
just
Let's
because you
talk about
said that, I'm gonna sit here in my fucking room next weekend and play Skyrim all weekend.
Oh, darn.
Make a new
Please
character.
no. You have a family.
I will fucking kill Alduin in Sovngarde, and the fucking game will be over by Sunday. So you're like, what the
I
fuck
don't
you
know what any
talking
of that
about?
means.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
He pokey poke, dragon, and place where dragon go. Make game be over.
I never
Thank you.
poked no dragon. Let that be clear. I attacked the dragon with a fucking two-handed
Penis.
battle axe, but
With a penis.
Penis sword.
He had sex with a dragon.
Donkey.
So we got like 10 minutes left?
I suppose so.
5.
ooh,
Yeah,
I,
you
have
can
a,
binge is
Functional since
good.
We're doing 2.
I have a good weekend activity.
Let's say let's try to get one more out of each of us.
Paintballing. I've not paintballed in fucking forever. It's so
Dude.
fun though.
I fucking forgot about paintball because I've been a boring
Yes.
ass, lame ass adult for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking high school. Oh my God.
We all should go sometime.
We should.
I
One of those
can't
places
even.
where they have all the equipment and you don't have to buy anything.
Yeah.
That'd
Well,
be
yeah,
great.
Splatter Park. Dude, I now I'm just a fatter target for all them
Mhm.
damn kids, but I'm okay with it. Definitely.
Well,
What
we
are you
need
shaking
to
your
going?
head for?
we need to go practice
going.
one weekend,
Why?
and then we need to enter
'Cause
a
it fucking
14
hurts.
a
Wear a
4-person
hoodie,
tournament.
dumbass.
You wear a hoodie.
I've worn a hoodie and I've seen the fucking welts. No. No,
You do have
thanks.
assholes that freeze their paintballs, but that's just part of the experience.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
exactly.
Also, yeah, I like airsoft. Airsoft was fun, but airsoft,
No.
it's just you can't tell, so it's kind of like honor system, and most people suck. So
Yeah,
We're going paintballing.
that's what I'm
I'll
saying.
film.
We should go. We should go
I'll have a
get.
media jacket on.
We should go knock the rust off somewheres, and like figure out how to work as a team together, and then go just join a tournament as a 4-person team and see how we do.
I,
got a
We
better
get
idea.
fucking destroyed.
I've heard that like it's like a lot of SOCOM dudes that do that shit. Like what do you call that? Recreationally, whatever.
Mm.
And they're like, yeah, the dudes that go there like with an agenda trying to train are the ones that get bushwhacked and they don't have any fun and they ruin it for everybody. They're like, yeah, if you go in there and just like with the anticipation of that you're just gonna try and have fun, but you guys just have like this general, what do you call that, rat-a-tat or rapport, like you'll usually dominate. And because a couple buddies of mine have talked about that before, we all just go do like airsoft or something together to get some, I don't know, just have fun, do some little dumb shit. But and then we started seeing shit about that. Like a lot of those dudes are like, yeah, we went out and did paintball and airsoft to do simunition training and shit like that. And they're like, yeah, it's when we did that, ironically enough, everybody was just like, you guys suck. Like they just owned us completely.
We
Is
gotta
it,
go.
is it
Cullen.
like that thing where like if you want to fight somebody with your kung fu, they also have to know kung fu or it doesn't work?
Well, no, it's not that. It's the people that show up that like know how to do tactics and shit like that. It's kind of hard to like operate efficiently in an environment where you're going up against 60 goobs. Like dudes are just like running the fuck around, off nothing but fucking Red Bull and
Mhm.
their mom's fucking sorrow of failed dreams. And
So like they're not doing the things that you would do, so you can't predict what they're gonna do because they're just nuts. I
which
see.
don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not like you can. Now we're going down a rabbit hole, but no, it's just basically you take the fun out of everything. And if like other dudes that know what you're doing are there, they'll just like target you because you're being a
Right.
dumbass.
Mm-hmm. There's
Okay,
there's a game mode that you do when you go to the paintball park that's near us, closest to us. There's a mode. There's a crashed plane,
Yes.
and you have a group of like 40 people with you, and they just pick 6 people, and like, here, you guys' plane crash. You got to hold it, and they take the 34 other people, put them on top of the hill.
Oh, you got to defend the plane.
They're just coming down the hill, so you're outnumbered, 10-1.
Wow.
And you get fucking just. I mean, some people do all right, but you pretty much get destroyed. You get lit the fuck up too. Very fun if you're on the team that's of 30, 34, not when you're on the team of 6.
Yikes.
Very fun though.
so like they don't disadvantage the large group. They don't like give them a pistol or something. Like something I don't know how you would do it in paintball, but like something makes it harder. Like they can only shoot every so often or something.
No, so it's like pretty much like your plane crashed in enemy territory, and your 6 guys
So
are
they're
just sitting
just
there.
like
You're just trying to hold out and
Draw
survive
6
pretty
names.
much.
These guys turn in the barrel.
Yep.
Black Hawk Down with paintballs.
that's just
Yep,
I just feel like I understand that would make it the most realistic is if everyone just had still paintball guns, but like
It's fun.
you want it to be fun too. Like I don't want to get shot by 34 people. Like fuck that.
Oh no,
If they
like
have
I said,
pistols that they can only hold so many, then that would
Cover and
be better.
concealment, homie.
exactly. Like
Oh,
I said, if
get
you're on the
plane
team
to
of
hide behind and stuff. I see.
yeah. Like
They
if,
have no cover.
Yeah. Well, they have the hill, and there's trees and rocks and shit they can hide behind.
There are
but, like,
natural obstacles. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what makes it fun. It's very fun
Interesting.
when you're
I'm
on the
intrigued
big
by
team.
this.
We should go. We should.
We
Absolutely.
should at some point this summer all go paintballing, and we can like all go fishing, and we can all have a barbecue. Like we
Mhm.
could each pick 4 things. What if we
They
did
have-
laser tag instead, so we don't get bruised?
Oh,
I've never gone to
Let's
laser
go
tag.
play laser tag with a bunch of 14-year-olds. And
Let's just
own
do
their
one of those
ass.
VR rooms if we're going to do something like that. Let's do one of the VR rooms where you
Love
just
VR. Do love the VR.
I'm in.
Kellen, we're going fucking paintballing, bro.
No, we're not. I'll bring a camera.
Caden, I'll go with you.
Dan, fuck yeah, dude.
I'm just
Have
gonna
to
let you
go
know
Dan
now.
with me.
I'm gonna have no, you're not. You're gonna have this fat bitch with his hand up, fucking done shot 15 times, face covered in paint.
Mhm. They have a map. It's basically like shipment from Call of Duty. It's just a bunch of shipping crates. It's like that's like close quarter shit too. You're supposed to be if you're within 10 feet, you say bang and whatever. No, them fuckers will turn corners, just
We need
Yep.
receipts.
destroy you still.
Dude, I don't want that shit. I like if I'm there to have fun. I know what I'm here. I know, what I signed up for. Like if you came to a
Mhm.
fucking paintball park and you're like, oh, you're too close, don't really shoot me. Go the fuck home. You fucking loser.
Unless it's like the seniors league or something, There's no
I have been
understood-
hit
It's like
with the
softball,
fucking-
like when the 40+ league in softball, they're like, listen, motherfucker, when you tag
Well,
me,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they have a gentleman's
That's-
agreement, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well that's you keep people with special requirements in their own group.
Yeah.
Over there, and they
The rest
cannot
of
have
us
fun
men.
by themselves.
You can dig it. So if we are going to go paintballing, does that mean we all got to go disc golfing? Because that would be fun.
I'll go disc golfing. I'm interested.
If you guys are willing to go paintballing with us, I'm willing to go try to
I'll
disc
make
golf
that
with you
trade.
guys.
Field
No.
trips.
I
Yeah,
have been
and I
hit
live
with the
right
fucking
beside.
frozen paintball, and that does hurt. Here,
Yeah.
right here in the center of my chest, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh
Like,
yeah,
dude,
this shit
still your
feels
fucking breath.
good. I got hit with one right on the inner thigh.
Oh
Dude,
yeah,
my life flashed. It was the only paintball I ever caught that made me take a knee.
the best is when you fucking peep up out of cover and you get hit in the fucking face because you see it last second and just you're like, "Fuck!"
Yep.
It scares you, but you're like, "Oh, only time to get hit in the fucking actual face."
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
crazy because
absolutely.
you see it, the split. You see it when it's like that far in front of your fucking face. You're like,
Mhm.
and you just prepare for it.
It's one of them moments where you're like, God, like you can acknowledge what's about to happen to you, but you can't avoid it. It's amazing. It's hilarious.
Max Payne bullet time moment.
Yeah. And the thing is, the mask only covers like to the top of your head. So if you're like this, just bing, right off the top of your head. Yeah. We're just ruining it for Cullen. Cullen's like, I'm not going.
Dude, it's not bad, man.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's so
Wear
good.
3 headbands.
Yes.
I always wore a backwards
Rent a
hat
turban.
'cause that shit'll help you too on the back here, especially like if you're like crouched down, kind of looking at an angle. That bill will protect the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Hold on. Thomas just said rent a turban. I just want to make sure that was acknowledged. Rent a turban.
I mean, I have one you can use.
Where the fuck does one rent a turban?
From a costume shop.
Where's their costume shop in May? I forgot what month it was for a second.
I mean, you'll probably have to go to Columbus, but
Columbus. All right, let's everyone get one more out before we fucking
quickly.
sayonara this bitch. So
that
we
was
can
my
all
last
eat
one.
and start another episode.
Okay, my last one would be something instructive with my kids while they're still young. So like COSI, something sciencey, something educational, but like something that's made to make that fun. You know, I don't want to just throw a math book at them and be like, learn.
not
That's what
yet.
you should do.
Nah, my child one's actually pretty impressive with math. I'm happy about it because he didn't get that shit from me.
And child 2 eats the book.
He does. He do snack on book goodly.
Yeah, I did COSI. What is that place? We have a place here in town that's like a museum for kids that we go to sometimes and stuff. I think of the last cool. Ooh, the caverns. Every state's got them around here. The such and such caverns. I love going to stuff like that. I think it's like fun, touristy, low rent, carny kind of stuff for some reason. Go there and you buy the $12 bag of sand and you get the shiny rocks and.
With the cavern thing, is that also like kind of involving? Am I thinking of the wrong thing? Is that kind of like also involving like hiking and shit?
A little bit, and like the caverns around here are all like on Native American land or named after Native American tribes or something. So there's always like a big room full of Native American artifacts and stuff like that. And like there's usually like a side theme for sure. Like the one that we went to last had a big walking trail above ground that just had a bunch of random rock statues like Bigfoot and like, giant bear and Indian head. Yeah, it was just weird and interesting.
I love hiking. Absolutely. I have not done it in years, but
just to be outside and not hear cars is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I
the Ohio Caverns is pretty good. The Ohio Caverns. I think it's the Ohio Caverns. But when Caitlin and I have been to 2 caves in Tennessee and ones in Ohio do not compare. So
I imagine not.
And the mountains, they definitely are probably more interesting. And the ones in Ohio I find interesting because of how like hidden they are. Like they say that like if you have 10 acres of land, there's probably some sort of cave underneath of where you live because Ohio is like a big sponge. But they're all small. They're not very deep. They're not very interesting, but they're everywhere.
Yeah. I was gonna say the one not discovered, but the one that her and I went to, it's the Lost Sea Adventure in Tennessee. The lady was telling us years ago when the kid discovered it, he was like a 12-year-old kid, and he he found like the main cave, but then like he crawled through this like muddy hole with his oil lamp, and he could see like nothing from him pretty much, and he got to the opening of this little muddy hole, and he could hear water, so every direction he threw a rock in, it was water, and it's this huge fucking, it's giant, it's all water. It's an underground lake pretty much. So like I was like, just imagine just pitch black, and you're in a cave and you're throwing rocks in every direction. It's just nothing but water. Splash. Like shit.
It sounds terrifying. Super terrifying. It's almost the same fear as like being in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, and like they didn't have flashlights back then, so it was like you had a oil lamp and you can only see so far with that. But yeah.
They also didn't have Facebook or TikTok or cell phones or condoms. That's why this 12-year-old boy was out there risking his life to find a cave because he had nothing better to do.
And they show you what total darkness is too. Like we think we know what dark is, but we don't know what darkness is. Like they'll turn the lights off, and like I shit you not, you can't see nothing. Like you put your hand like this close to your face, you couldn't see it, like because there's no light in the cave. And they said like if you're there for like 2 weeks, you'd like start experiencing blindness, just because your eyes are like trying so hard to find light.
Your brain just shuts off the signal. Like, we're not getting anything useful from this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You also start
Anyway.
to see weird stuff when you're in darkness for that long. Like you start to like any kind of variation whatsoever, your brain tries to like latch onto it and make it be a thing.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Anyway,
All right, my last answer is any all-terrain vehicle. My preference is dirt bikes. If you got friends that do it with you, just my parents had some land when I was growing up, and the best weekends were like when all my family came over with their quads or dirt bikes or whatever they were driving at that point in time. We all just rode around in the yard. That's a great way to spend a weekend. Dirt bikes. My buddy Jared, shout out Jared, got a dirt bike last summer, and he's never rode one before. And we were just out there putting around all the time, and it was so great because he was terrible. And this is a great story. I'm sure he's gonna love me sharing this. So he's loading this thing up to leave he's going back to wherever the fuck he's going. He's got to take it to our other friend's house, so we actually had to load it into the truck for the first time. And I told him, I was like, it's not as easy as it looks. Like, don't wait till you can get some advice on how to do this. And he's like, okay, whatever. So that was like an hour. Then we go into the garage, whatever. I'm talking to my stepdad, and Jared's like, I could just do it. So he's sitting on the middle of it, which is not how you do this. No, he wasn't. He was off to the side. He didn't fuck up that bad. And he just thought he could kind of just run up this ramp and like it would go into the truck. And that's not how that works. He got up like 2 steps on this ramp, and the bike goes, and then he literally like somersaults over top of the motorcycle, and fucking there's a foot peg in the middle of his back. It was amazing. I was like, whoa. And me and my stepdad were just literally like standing right behind him, just like, I cannot believe you just did that. I even warned him. It was great. Great times.
Solid.
Anyone want to
More?
sign us off here?
Was there any more? Did Thomas say last one?
I
He
don't even remember. I said too much stuff,
Caverns.
probably. Yeah,
Thomas
caverns for
Caverns.
sure.
Oh yeah.
I do have one tiny little one of those things that I never would do by myself generally, but I will absolutely love to do if people rope me into it. Sometimes you go to the lake and it's raining and stuff. You end up just going to the bar, and then the next bar, and then the next bar, and the next bar. And that's when it's karaoke time. Anybody have any fun
Oh,
karaoke
God.
stories?
No.
I don't sing in public.
Oh, dude, it is the best.
I don't sing in private.
No one expects you to be good in karaoke. So if you're any good, you step up there and you're awesome, and everyone's like floored and starts cheering and shit. I love that.
Bold of you to assume any of us would be awesome.
I don't give a shit about like whether people like it. Like I've been a vocalist once in one of my many bands, but it was a metal band. I don't sing.
You can do that. I do get up there and do some Queens of the Stone Age or whatever. My favorite thing, Uncle James, again, rest in peace, blah, blah, blah. Every once in a while, he would swing by and be like, listen, we're going fucking karaoke. And we'd go down the street, and I would basically pick the song that I thought would make the most people the most uncomfortable. And 9 times out of 10, it was Fuck Her Gently by Tenacious D. High notes and all.
Christ.
Oh, I love that song. If you haven't listened, the music video is animated. It's hilarious. Tenacious D, Fuck Her Gently. Wonderful. It's very dirty. Don't listen to it around your mom. Yeah, karaoke is one of those things. I would never plan to go do it, but if I find myself in the middle of it, I absolutely enjoy the shit out of it.
I bet you can
All right.
sing, Dan.
No, you can't.
No, I don't. I didn't sing. It's screaming, but
It was
I was also like 15.
Hey, get up there and do some Godsmack, Dan. It'll be fine.
That's not it.
Do a little pickle neck.
This is not dad rock. Fucking
All
talking
right.
about metal. God.
All right, listeners, before Dan starts telling us about how his cat's throwing up all over a fucking sick guitar is better than yours, we'll see you next time.
Yeah,
And
we
love
will.
you.
Next
Have
weekend, if you will.
Yep. Have a good Memorial Day weekend.
Grill some meats.
Smoke some meats.
Be inebriated safely. Do not
Oh
drive
my God,
anywhere.
Dan, will you tell the people goodbye?
I said goodbye.
Oh.
Yeah. Public service announcement. Any holiday weekend, they want your money. Don't give it to them. Get somewhere safe. Get drunk there. Sleep there. Drive home tomorrow. This has been a PSA from your Uncle Thomas. It's not worth
Get
it.
a friend, like Cullen, who doesn't drink, and then he will drive you home.
Yeah, you can do that. Or you can sleep in the front yard one day a year. Just man up and do your thing. All
right, goodbye.
Opinion.
See ya.
We post every episode on our YouTube page. Search Highly Visible on YouTube to find us. You can give us a like on our Facebook page, Highly Visible Podcast. We also all use Twitter, and our usernames are all at HighViz, whatever our name is. Dan, Cullen, Caden, and Thomas. We also have a page on Instagram at HighViz Podcast. And Thomas and I are on TikTok, and now our podcast has its own TikTok. And you can find us at HighVizPod, at HighVizCullen, and at HighVizThomas. And if you want all this info in one place, our Linktree is Linktree/HighlyVisible. Thanks, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the episode.